During the next 11 weeks, we're going to look at the 21 laws that John Maxwell has identified as the irrefutable laws of leadership. And although they are numbered, they are in no way ordered by importance. Each law has its importance, measured only by you. Now, some laws you will be able to say that you have a firm grasp on, but some will present challenges to your leadership ability. Let's look at law number 1, the law of the lid. Leadership ability determines a person's level of effectiveness. Your leadership ability, for better or for worse, always determines your effectiveness and the potential impact on your organization. Dick and Maurice moved to California from the East Coast seeking opportunities in search of the American dream. And after a failed attempt at running a movie theater, they landed in Pasadena, California, where they opened a drive-in restaurant. And as the years progressed, they changed their philosophy on how to run this small business. They changed from a traditional market to a fast, cheap food. When they tried to expand their business, they failed, simply because their leadership ability fit them well to run one restaurant, but not a chain of them. Around 1954, the brothers met a man named Ray Kroc, who in just 8 short years turned this into a booming corporation. And one of the craziest ideas that Ray had was to name the restaurant and the corporation after the two brothers, who said at the time, "Who would know the name of McDonald's anywhere else but here?" Ray Kroc had a much higher leadership lid than Dick or Maurice McDonald. What lessons can we take from this? Everyone has the ability to succeed in life, but without leadership ability, it will limit your effectiveness. John says, the higher you want to climb, the more you need leadership. The greater the impact you want to make, the greater your influence needs to be. Now, there are 2 ways to accomplish increasing your effectiveness. First, you can increase your dedication to success and excellence, work harder. The second way is to work smarter by increasing your influence, your level of leadership. This is what we are trying to accomplish by participating in this mastermind group. And to help you fill out your note sheets that are included with this video, let's review what we've just covered. We will learn the law as an overview. We will discuss living the law, and we will lead others to the law. Law number 1, the law of the lid. Whatever you accomplish will be restricted or propelled by your ability to lead others. And how do we live out the understanding of the law of the lid? I encourage you to complete the exercise on your own and read the remainder of the notes. I do want to ask the questions. Besides the McDonald brothers, what other business have you seen where the originators of the idea did not bring it to its maximum potential? Describe a time, and then the second one is describe a time in your life when you were stuck or someone or something challenged you to look at the situation differently. Please be ready to answer and to share your answers with the group. By the way, there are no wrong answers. But before we move on, I want you to move to the bottom of page 4 and fill in, could you grow your leadership ability by just 1% per week? As coaches and trainers, we begin by listening. And finally, if you want to get better at something, say golf better, golf with better golfers. If you want to think and lead better, be around better thinkers and leaders. Now we're going to move on to law number 2, the law of influence. The true measure of leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. Leadership is relational. Leadership is not a title or position, power or stature. It's influence, nothing more, nothing less. Remember, titles or positions in and of themselves have little, if any, value when it comes to leading. True leadership cannot be awarded, appointed, or assigned. It comes only from influence that cannot be mandated. It can only be earned. Now let's look at the 5 leadership myths. The number 1 myth is the management myth, the idea that leading and managing are one and the same. The main difference between the two, leadership is about influencing people to follow, while management focuses on maintaining systems and processes. To test whether a person is leading or managing, Ask yourself if they are creating a positive change. The second myth is the entrepreneur myth. Entrepreneurs are skilled at seeing opportunities and going after them. They see a need and how to profit on how to provide for that need. But do they have influence? The knowledge myth is the third myth. Knowing what to do and influencing others to do it takes a different skill set. Sir Francis Bacon said knowledge is power. But if you believe power to be the essence of leadership, then you might assume that those who are smart would be good leaders. And neither IQ or education equate to leadership. The fourth myth is the pioneer myth, and you can get there first, but if no one follows you, then you're not a leader. Being a trendsetter does not make you a leader. An old leadership proverb goes like this: "He that thinketh he leadeth, but has no one following, is only taking a walk." The fifth myth is the position myth. And if you have a title or position, people will follow you. Wow. I could camp here all day, but I'll say that the foundation for leadership is relationship. You must have a positive influence on their life. You must add value in order to lead them. Margaret Thatcher, former British Prime Minister, said, "Being in power is like being a lady. If you have to tell people you are, you aren't." Who are you adding value to? Why do some lead and others, no matter how hard they try, don't? John says several factors come into play. Here's 7 of them. The first one is character, who they are. True leadership always begins with the inner person. The second one is relationships, who they know. The deeper the relationships, the stronger the potential to lead. The third one is knowledge and what they know. You need to understand the facts and the timing and how that pertains to the vision. The fourth is intuition, what they feel. What is God saying to them? They understand the surroundings and the people. Number 5 is experience, where they've been. It creates confidence in the leader's ability. Past success, what they have done. A good solid track record of success is vital to leadership. Ability, number 7, what they can do. Are they adding value or not? Zig Ziglar says, if you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. So, how do you lead others to the law of influence? Lead from a no-leverage position, such as a volunteer organization, or lead your peers. Another great book of John's, The 5 Levels of Leadership, actually addresses that very issue. Here are a couple of questions I want you to ponder before we meet. How do I influence? Who do I influence in my current circle? Do I add value, or am I always taking away something? And where can I start to practice my leadership influence? I want to encourage you to read over these notes and be prepared to participate in this mastermind group in week 1. We will start again promptly at 6 p.m. I look forward to seeing you at the mastermind.